What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Happy to be here to give you another review of one of my horror movies that I just recently watched. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to build this page up so we can do more and get more frequent reviews going. I would love to make this a more continuous thing. So today I'm going to be reviewing Playdead. Now, this movie was one of the ones that was on my radar when I seen it. I wasn't too sure what I was going to think of it going into it, because the story was very different compared to what you get in a lot of horror movies now. A lot of morgue movies, this takes place mainly in a morgue. Usually those movies creep me out the most because that's just one of my fears, honestly. So when I heard about the movie, I was very, very interested, and I was excited to see what it was all about. So pretty much you got a brother and sister relationship. You got the older sister's Chloe, and then her younger brother, and they lost their family. The family gave them their house, but they didn't have enough money to keep up with it, so they were going to lose the house. So Chloe, who's going into medical field, she comes up with this idea because the little brother decided that he wanted to be an idiot and try and rob a store. Well, the person that he went to rob the store with ended up getting caught and dying, presumably, and he left his phone with the person that got caught. So Chloe comes up with this idea that because she's in the medical field, she knows how to stop her heart rate to pronounce her dead. So her idea is, which is kind of, it's a brilliant story, is she's gonna go in, take this dose of whatever it is, and pronounce herself dead, put her in the morgue. Once she goes to the morgue, she's gonna then go to the evidence locker and try to take the phone. So in the morning, when the cops go to get the phone, it won't be there. So it'll save the little brother's ass. And the way they structure this is because of, I'm assuming, hard times. There's not a lot of people that want to work the third shift, so you have one person that works at the morgue this whole time, which comes into Jerry O'Connell, who is in this movie the villain, which is actually really kind of cool because I haven't watched a lot of movies where he's the bad guy. I know he did a great job in Scream 2, so to see him kind of shift into a more villainous kind of role, that really took me off, and that was one of the pluses that I did end up giving this movie. I really did enjoy that. So anyway, she gets to the morgue, she sees him, and then she goes and starts walking around trying to figure out where she's gonna go. But something don't seem right about this guy. Something seems very off. You know, you get this instinctual gut feeling that something's wrong. So she ends up going and finding the dead body that the person that was with her little brother, who was her ex. That's how they knew each other. It was through her because she was the ex. So she's going over him, crying, saying goodbye, and he ends up grabbing her hand. So she's like flipping out now. She's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Well, it turns out that this is actually, the morgue is there, but it's also an undercover area where they sell body parts through the black market. And that's where Jerry O'Connell comes in as the villain, because he takes in these people that are what they call scum. You would call people that are just more on the lower end of rich and don't have money. The cops, well, one cop in particular, brings him the bodies, pronounces them dead. He takes out their organs and body parts and sells them to the black market, and that's pretty much their little side hustle. So everything's now this is where the movie gets kind of crazy, because she's now freaking out, and she finds him doing an autopsy on one of the dead bodies. She needs the keys that he's got to get into the evidence locker. when he's doing his stuff with the dead body, he's got the keys on the side. So he's using a machine to kind of go through the stomach, the bones, and so it's making a loud noise. So she creeps behind him, grabs the keys. This is kind of where it gets crazy. So she goes, gets the keys, goes to the evidence locker, finds the phone, and from there, stuff goes even more crazy because now he's looking for his keys. Looks back, sees that she's there. So now he sees that she's running around. So now he's going looking for her. So now it's a real cat and mouse kind of thing. From there, they have a couple fights back and forth. I don't want to spoil it too much, but at one point he has her tied up because he found her and pretty much told her that she sealed her own fate the minute she stepped into this morgue, which was pretty sad. So from there, the guy that comes and picks up the body parts, he ends up dying or getting shot because the cop didn't want to be seen. So the cop ends up showing up because the little brother called the cop and was going to turn himself in and said, "You got to go and save my sister." So the brother and the cop get there, but the brother and the sister don't know that the cop's in on it. So as soon as they get there, bam, cop knocks him out. And that's kind of where it gets even more crazy because now you're adding more people into it. So the guy that comes and picks up the body parts, that's part of, I'm assuming, some kind of cartel or mafia or something underground. He sees the cop don't like that, so the cop ends up shooting him. So now there's a big scruffle between the cop, Jerry O'Connell's character, the sister, and the brother, and the guy picking up the body parts because he's not dead yet, but he's in severe condition. So from there, they go fighting. There's a little bit of an intense scene when it comes to the cop, a death scene that involves the cop, that involves Jerry O'Connell's character, and it gets to a point where the guy was there to pick up a kidney, and at one point Chloe uses the kidney that was going to be used as a distraction and feeds it to the guard dog there. So fast forward a little bit, they go and they finish the whole fight, and Jerry O'Connell's character and the cop's character are now done. They're dead, and they still were short $25,000, or they were going to lose their house. So they had a dead body there that they were going to use, and the guy that was there to pick up the body said, "Hey, if you can get me the kidney that I need, then I will give you the $25,000 in exchange." So they end up doing that. They end up saving the house and getting out alive, the brother and sister, which is very good. They learn as the fight's going on between Chloe and Jerry O'Connell's character, she finds a room with a ton of other people that have now been preserved. They're tied down, but they've lost multiple body parts over time. So they're pretty much slaves to the morgue. And over time, she sees that he's been taking out their eyes, their livers, kidneys, anything that he can use salvage, that he would. So it's a very intense and a very morbid movie, I would say. As far as gore, you don't really get a lot of gore with it because, again, there's not a lot of characters. The gore would come from the scenes with the dead bodies, and a couple things here and there that go through as he's going through the dead bodies. But you don't get a lot of gore. This is more of a suspense movie. This is more one of those movies that you're on the edge of your feet saying, what is going to happen next? I do recommend it. I thought it was really worth at least one watch. Like I said, I like Jerry O'Connell. I think he's a really good actor. and to see him in this villain role was very, very cool. The only critique I have about this movie is it's a little too long. I think it was close to an hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes. For this kind of movie, I feel like, really any movie in particular, an hour and 30 tops. You know, you don't need any more. You can fulfill a whole story in an hour and 30 minutes, especially if it's supposed to be a horror movie. So, Play Dead, that's my review on this one. I definitely think you should go and check it out. If I was to rate it, I would rate it 3.5 stars out of 5. Definitely worth a watch. It's on streaming sites right now. Check it out. Or you could be like me, old school, go buy the DVD. And I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, make sure to like this, subscribe, comment, share this with all your friends. I would love to get this out there, and I would love to continue giving these reviews. So that's all I got for you today.